welcome back to
Welcome
your
back.
new episode of Shimeji Simulation.
Dissertation,
Where, yeah, this.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
scratch
we're
that.
now we're now Shimeji simulation completely.
Yeah, welcome to our new episode. This manga that I've been working on. It's called like Shimeji Simulation. Maybe you've heard of it, but it's pretty fun. Like maybe
Yeah.
I think I've kind of outdone myself with this one.
Yeah, I really like how much like sensibility you put in it philosophy wise and with the art and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's really impressive,
Yeah.
Maria. In such a short amount of time too.
Yeah, I've been pouring this like it's like it made 48 chapters or something in like a week. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh, that's why we had to take a break.
Yeah, I was wrapping up the whole thing. It was a lot of stress, but I finally got the deadline, so now we can keep going with our podcast without any interruption.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's Maria. I'm Red as usual. When will
Hi,
that
Fred.
change? I don't know.
We'll never know.
Anyway.
Okay,
So
this is
Maria.
the part that I've been looking forward to.
Oh yeah.
Where we ask each other what we've been up to, like in terms of reading and other things.
Okay.
And I can actually say that I've been reading something, so I'm pretty excited.
You're gonna flex
but
big time.
Yeah, but you're gonna go first so I can flex big time.
Oh god. What have I been reading? I didn't prep before this, but I usually try to. Like, I pull up a couple things. I don't know. There's like, I mean, there was another Aizawa-san chapter like a week ago, so nothing on that.
Oh fuck! I forgot to read that one.
It's so fucking good. I really enjoy that Nanchan to Akari series that's going on. It's complete in Japan, but are you reading that one? It's the one where a chick moves into a haunted house and there's a haunted fucking doll, and there's just something so wrong with her in a loving way, and it's kind of like insanely lack of boundaries girl ex haunted doll who wants her out of her fucking house. It's pretty funny.
I
Very
see.
up
I'm like hearing all this description. I'm like thinking of a couple of mutuals I should hit up and tell them about this.
That's fair. Yeah. Other than that, I was reading theory shit, but that's not interesting. Wait, maybe this is my redemption arc. Usually I'm kind of the moron on this podcast. Because I'm not like philosophy or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe like flashing like, yeah, I read theory badge will like wow everyone into thinking I'm the smart one for once. Anyway, I was reading.
You show them.
I was reading Socialism with Chinese Characteristics today. It's pretty good. I mean, it's just like Western Marxism versus like how China has it, and I think it's really interesting so far. I haven't gotten super into it, like super deep into it, but it's interesting. I'd recommend it. Yeah, no, that's my little flex this week. I don't just read Yuri.
Yeah, that's fair. That's nice. You've also been reblogging a lot of communist anime girls, which I think counts as like
that's true.
Practicing theory.
Yeah. Wait, shit. Ilaria follows the podcast Tumblr. Ilaria, if you're listening now, I'm sorry for being the biggest simp for your side blog currently. Lol. I can't help myself.
It's stronger than her. I've heard her talk about it.
Yeah, we had a whole discussion about it. What was it, yesterday? Oh my god.
Yeah, literally yesterday we were talking about this. We were talking about your dependence on this blog.
I try not to reblog everything, but like it's hard. We have similar like tastes. I don't know.
It's harder to like see cool communist girls and not like hit her blog. I understand.
Yeah.
It does take a lot of templates to not just do that immediately. So like I respect and admire your you're like what's it called? Like your frenzies where you start vlogging everything.
Yeah, my like try to be weekly frenzies of here's I'm going through my likes of what I wanted to reblog.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It does take a lot of patience to not just like throw it every single time. You wait for the perfect moment
I do, I do.
when everyone's online and can see those anime girl tits.
Yep, that's the goal. Anyway, what have you
Uh-huh.
been reading, Miss fucking
Now that you've been
bookworm?
talking about theory, I feel like an idiot.
Oh
But
no, it's okay.
uh,
This is the one time you sound smart. So
um, no, I've been reading Dead
oh
Demon,
yeah,
the Destruction.
I mean that's just as heavy. Like I read that
Yeah,
shit like heavy as fuck.
I'm not gonna lie, it's like a huge improvement over Oyasumi Pun Pun. It's like a fucking cakewalk in comparison.
Damn.
I'm like just walking around like clouds. Like I'm eating cotton candy in comparison. I'm not gonna lie, the topics it's a lot heavier and a lot more real. Not realistic, just like real.
Yeah.
Um, it is very. How do I say it? I have a lot of admiration for writers that are like grew up in all this new era of technology and the internet and can give like a more nuanced and fancy exposition of what the internet exposes us to,
Mm.
which I think that demons blah blah blah
Yeah.
D5. I'm gonna just
I
start
just
calling it
love saying
D5.
a million times. Oh, you know the one da 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 da.
You know that demons the destruction, yeah,
Yeah, you know
it's
it.
such a hit. Um, which is like the way it uses the internet as like a tool narratively.
Mm.
Um, in the same way in what another writer would use like the news or and gives like a different look into the world. It's interesting. It's nice and it doesn't feel like such a like one way or another where it's like oh the internet it's bad because there's like some asshole and they're flaming you, or it's like oh the internet is where you get so many friends and it's so fun and there's
Yeah.
no downsides to spending 40 hours a day online.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see like a kind of nuanced take on it where it's not like a huge tool for humanity or something like for good, but it's like not necessarily the most evil thing in the world. You can meet a couple nice people there.
Mm.
uh, and of course all the political shit is really funny. Like it's not funny,
It's
but like it's
it's so funny
it's
all
not.
the suffering that however
I
they
love the suffering and pain in the world.
yeah.
It's like my favorite subject. But I meant more in the sense of like the way the author will just have like this weird ass girl just start screaming about capitalism and
Yeah.
immigration and national policies,
Yeah.
and in general just the whole manga talking about like how fucking racist and xenophobic Japan can really get,
Mm.
which is and it does so in like a very unabashed way, which is something that I'm kind of missing sometimes from other writers that try to tackle this topic because they give it like a lot of nuance and all that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's nice to have like a guy who just fucking hates his country, you know. In any sort of country, even any country, I don't know if I say I like countries, but
Yeah. Our
you know
official
what I
stance
mean.
here on this podcast, you should hate your country.
Yeah. Yeah, first of all, Shimeji Dissertation approves of hating your own country no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's essentially been it. I haven't actually done that much homework. Now I feel a little silly.
Oh well, no, that's a good one because it's got so much. Like, I mean, it's
It's
fucking
very juicy.
demon destruction or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
It's like its own fucking
Inyo
thing.
Inyo Asano is just amazing. Uh, God, Oyasumi Pum Pum was such like it was a one-way trip. I don't even know how else to describe it. It's not funny. I was gonna say it's so funny, blah blah blah, but it's nothing funny about Oyasumi Pum Pum.
I think famously it's the opposite of that, but yeah.
You know, it's interesting. There's good
Uh,
things to it.
uh,
Uh, and the art style is something that I really admire and gets me thinking a lot because he never can decipher what he's fucking trying to do with a character by the way it's trying to do expressions. Sometimes characters have like very frozen emotional expressions,
mhm.
and you think, oh, this guy's a fucking idiot, and then he's not. He's not a fucking idiot despite it having the stupid, funny face that he loves putting characters that he hates on.
Yeah.
Uh, and sometimes he does. I don't know. It's
Yes.
interesting. I like
Okay.
his funny style.
I can't say I can read that deeply into his style like you can, because I never, got it poon pilled, but
Boom Bill.
Ooh, that sounds
Yeah.
like something not great, but yeah.
I mean, it's just that when you're reading Oyasumi Pum Pum, it's like a very poignant thing of Oyasumi Onadera. I keep forgetting that his name is not Oyasumi. Onodera is like his last name, I'm pretty sure. But we're not friends, okay? I'm not on a first name basis with
Uh,
the protagonist of Oyasumi Pum Pum.
uh,
So it's like a like you have the funny like little bird thing, and there's like a lot of intent in the way he draws the main character and the rest of the cast. Also, by extension, you end up thinking a lot about that because it's like if you're making a point of the little funny guy being drawn a little funny, you end up thinking, okay, why then are the other characters also drawn like that?
mhm.
And then you end up like knocking your brain around trying to think of something, and then the manga ends.
Yay.
So that so that's it. I hope you liked Oyasumi Pum Pum because that's all there is to it. Nothing more.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Okay.
nothing in between. It's just fun time with a little guy.
Mm. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, speaking of ongoing series that I forgot about,
Mm.
the other day I got really jump scared because a friend sent me like a straight girl trap screenshot as like a reaction image.
Yo.
And I was like, holy fuck, I hadn't thought about it in forever. I miss those fucking girls.
Didn't you
I
do a
I
reread lately?
I haven't reread it in like forever.
Oh. Oh no, it was fucking the other one that you were rereading with Tong Tong.
Oh yeah.
Which I
The
did end up
time.
rereading the other day as well, because I was like, we talked about it, and then we did our little draw pile or whatever the fuck, and I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
for
I need her.
for the record, for the people listening, you gotta right now go to dynastyscans.com and check out that time I was blackmailed by the
Green tea class
classes green tea bitch, okay?
or manga
I'll type
decks,
it out.
but
Yeah, or Mangadex, I suppose.
long
I'll
strips
type it
are
out for you when the episode drops, okay?
yeah. We'll make a post.
We we'll add a link as well. Like we got a link to the episode, and then we'll add a link to as like supplementary reading,
Here's our podcast.
so you can understand. Yeah, so you can understand what's like going on through our minds right now. Okay,
Yeah.
it's important. I feel like the people need to know
So-
what they're up against.
So important. I mean, it was pretty popular when it came out, I think. Like, I saw it around on the net quite a bit. But I don't have a
True.
good gauge of this, so.
I like. Yeah, not everyone that's like reads a lot of Yuri, so you gotta like have the perspective that some people in our audience are not right now like they're not going through dynasty scans and checking like daily what's going on.
Which is a crime.
Yeah, it's a crime, okay, but you gotta be a little understanding. You gotta put a little perspective on it. Like imagine you only went like once a week, once a month.
I can't
Sorry,
imagine
sorry
a
for
life
that.
like this.
Sorry for giving you such a brief image. I guess you got so fucking quiet.
Well, I was trying to imagine, but like I was literally like joking to somebody the other day that I do genuinely kind of have a problem like with dynasty scans and manga decks. I need to refresh that page. It's my like go-to thing. I don't go to Tumblr to refresh. Think
Just go on
like the
Dynasty.
refrigerator. Yeah, you know the refrigerator. You keep going back even though you know nothing's in it. I do that for manga decks and dynasty scans and the GL categories.
Oh my god.
It's bad. But no, I. How do you all like live like this? Why do you live without like knowing like I don't know, all of Marishima Akiko's works off the top of your head or some shit. I don't know.
They can't even recite Yuri Espor.
Oh, I also reread that the other day. Although
Fuck,
the
it's
volumes
so
I
good.
owned at least. I think the fourth one is out, but I haven't bought it.
Yeah, I feel like this is our longest pre-episode chat so far.
It really is, but it's so important, I think.
Yeah, we need to get our audience up to date with Yuri manga, essentially.
Yeah. Come on.
God. There's also like not too much to talk about in this couple chapters, so the more the merrier. The more content we can just pour in, the better.
Okay. Well, I would disagree with that point, but yeah, maybe we should segue into the chapters.
Fine. You can you can defend the chapters.
I think
I guess
there's some interesting stuff that happens.
I'm not saying it's not interesting, of course, and there's like a lot. Like on the one hand, it's like again with all this dream shit. I love dream sequences. I have like I said it before that I have like a bad time interpreting them.
Okay.
But like I've been watching The Sopranos, for example, and it's really funny seeing like a mobster have very elaborate metaphorical dreams. He's in general like a very sensitive soul guy, so
Okay.
in general that's something that happens. But when he has very elaborate dreams about his own psyche, that are like extremely like psychological and all,
Okay.
it's so delightful. So okay, it's kind of like Shimeji Simulation, basically. Like
Just like Shimeji Simulation.
yeah, Tony would be kind of like Shishima's older sister, basically.
I think I kind of understand what you mean here, which is I haven't seen The Sopranos, but I know of it, of course. But I think I kind of understand, maybe.
If you do understand, that's very good because I don't even understand what I'm saying here.
Oh.
I don't know. I feel like I have my own qualms about the adult characters in Shimeji Simulation. I feel like it's a little bit on purpose because it's like a story about like teenagers and children, especially like gay teenagers who don't really have like a very strong like I don't know if adult influence is the right word, but they don't have like a good model to follow.
Okay.
Or like I don't know, like a solid one, like someone you can depend on. Like all the adults are like there and all, and they kind of guide Shishima through her spiritual trip through life or whatever. But it's not really like they're just like I don't know being there for her. It's just kind of like she's hanging out. So I don't think it's like a bad choice or anything. I feel like it's a very important thing that they're having like their own exploration through this weird world, through life. It's essentially what the story is kind of about. Like, you know how like for commas and that kind of shit, it's like the genre itself, like slice of life, it's just like the wording itself, like it's a slice of life. It's just real chill, whatever. But in Shimeshi Simulation, it feels like it takes a good turn, where it's like an exploration of what daily life represents and is.
Yeah.
It's like a spiritual journey, but also it's like an everyday thing. Like it's an everyday journey, I guess. Um, but yeah, it's not like I feel like it's very important for the series to be like that, and I'm not gonna I'm not gonna make a call out for Shishima's sister,
Okay.
but I'm also not happy with her job as a sister.
Okay.
I'm not giving her a full grade. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, lots to take in from my rant against Shishima's sister for being Tony Soprano-like.
Well, I kind of want to get to. Okay.
Let's take a minute to digest what I've been saying.
I think every time you say this kind of stuff, like you've talked about it before. I'm not saying like it's like a thing or whatever, but like you've spoken about this before, and I still don't know if I agree, but I think it's like I want to get to a later part where
we get to discuss this better.
Yeah, I think there are a couple chapters like where Shijime's sister like comes more into the narrative, and I kind of like for me to understand what you mean by this, I think I want to get to those parts, and then I want to be able to discuss it with you. Like I don't feel like I'm well equipped. That's what I'm saying.
No, it's.
But what you're saying is interesting.
I'm kind of getting like really ahead of myself with this first episode, this first chapters.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's hard to discuss things in a reread when you're like just sticking to like the chapters that you're seeing. But it's also like really important to discuss the ones that you're actually reading.
Yeah. Oh. Speaking of chapter 5 and 6, the first one, the girly pops, they go to a restaurant.
Yeah, they're having so much fun.
Yeah, family restaurant or something. Yeah, family restaurant.
You're going to a fun diner.
Yeah. And then in the next one, it's a rainy day. But who doesn't love a good rainy day? I say.
Honestly,
living in the rain state, but
I'm not gonna lie. There are obviously when it's like a rainy day, you're like, oh, I want to stay home, but like, I really will use any excuse I can get to like walk under the rain. It's so delightful.
It's really refreshing.
Yeah. I mean, you still gotta take a shower, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chapters themselves, they do have like a lot of things, but it's also there's like the chapter 5 where the the language barrier is something that's like very prominent.
Yeah.
Because it's like a more classic 4 episode. So it does a lot with like wordplay. It does a lot with like language things, blah blah blah. So it's like, I don't know, it's nice because we've been talking about like how it deviates, I guess, from the regular 4 format. So it's just like an episode, like a chapter where they just focus on the 4 they just have the girls hanging out. They are doing their little jokes.
Yeah.
And
there's the girls last tour girlies.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I died at my shift, which relatable,
Yeah,
but also Girly Pop really
it's
did
such
die
a
at some point.
yeah, it's such a funny intertextual joke. Like,
Yeah, it's so good.
hey, remember this girl that died? Haha, that was funny, right?
I do genuinely laugh every time I get to that point where she's like, I
Yeah.
died or whatever. It's yeah, good thing I died. That shit funny.
Yeah, I'm like checking the page right now. I love her scare expression
Yeah.
when she says heaven is awesome and she just gets like, ugh.
Yeah.
I love Shishima's expressions in general. Like
Yeah.
every fucking thing that tkmiz does with Shishima is great. She's just such a aside from being like a great character, she's also like a really enjoyable character to see disinvolve into like any sort of fucking situation.
Mm.
Like if she's in the corner of a panel, that's great. If she's like in the front, that's great. She's doing an expression, that's great. She's not doing any expressions, that's also great.
It's so great just to have her be around.
She is such a joy to be around, which I'm sure she would not agree.
Oh.
But I do love her. She's so cute.
Mhm. Mhm. Um. Yeah.
But,
I think
but
it
yeah,
is.
the
I think it is
Mhm.
funny that they immediately go for the like, damn, this bitch with the glasses, not actually that smart.
she's
Like,
really dumb as fuck.
Like,
Okay.
she's dumb as shit. Like, yeah.
It's the manga really does use Mashima as like a kind of a punching bag sometimes.
Yeah.
Not like in a super rude way. Like I've seen people treat their characters like way worse.
Yeah.
I think the worst case was when I was reading Octopus Pie and the writer just had the main character like there was like a moment, right? Where a character was having like a conscience moment and she wanted to like do a funny violence gag on the devil angel thing.
Okay.
But she liked the character too much, so she just like spawned like the conscience of like a as like a whole different character, so
Yeah.
she would do violence on that character instead. I
Yeah.
feel like that was like so uncalled for. Like you're literally just summoning her unconscious so that you can like beat it up. Like this, it doesn't even get a break when it's not around. But yeah, Majima does get the brunt of the jokes sometimes, most of the times, because I mean, if you're like making fun of Shishima, that's just like punching down, you know.
It really is just punching down.
Like I would laugh if someone was like making fun of Shishima. I would just like get very sad.
Yeah, she doesn't deserve that.
Yeah, I'm not saying Mashima deserves it either, but it's like she takes it in stride.
Yeah.
So you don't actually feel all that bad. She's like, oh, she gets a little sad, and then she's like, oh, never mind, I'm good.
Yeah, yeah. I
So-
mean, there's definitely personality types that are like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's definitely
Yeah,
friends that I could, like, you know, be like a jerk to for fun, and some that I can't. Whatever, you know. So it's a good
Mhm.
balance. It's nice.
Yeah, exactly. It's. I love that this is like the chapter where they're like, yeah, by the way, this shit is like kind of like weird for real, but in like a sense that Girls Last Tour had like the first couple chapters or something where they're like, this shit reminds me of like heaven or something. Like imagine if we were dead and this was like the afterlife. Haha, wouldn't that be funny?
Wouldn't that be so quirky?
Yeah, and then they do the same exact joke a second time, and it's twice as funny because the other girl already died in her own manga.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh fuck, oh my god. But then she's like, okay, so she doesn't mind. She's having her parfaits.
Yeah. Two for
I hope a French person isn't. I hope a French person isn't following me for that pronunciation.
I think you pronounced it fine. but I'm uncultured, so you know.
Yeah, but you like you like met Canadians, right?
I mean, like, yeah, I, I am family
Like,
with Canadians. Like,
what? So you met them?
oh yeah, I
Like,
know a few. You know.
what I'm trying to say, it's like isn't French Canadian and like
Oh well, yeah.
French from France like super different pronunciations?
I guess so. I've never really. I don't associate those with those from Quebec, so
Hmm.
that's not even true. I literally have a buddy from there. Like, like
You're literally, yeah, you literally have buddies there. Like, come on,
I'm sorry,
stop
everyone.
stop lying for like
It's
clout or
okay.
something.
It's okay.
You're gonna have to take us so much from this episode. We're just fucking saying some shit.
Yeah, we're out of the groove. I think is the problem, or we were
Yeah,
just
we.
kind of bored by these chapters. Like, I wouldn't say was bored, but
I
like
mean, it's not boring. They're fun.
they are fun. I wouldn't. I would not say I was bored. I would say
Mm.
like there's interesting things going on in these chapters, but it's like it's kind of getting into the. These ones are kind of like getting into the. Like they do some character work in both of these, and it's hard to talk about like the character work like directly, like the characterization that's happening. Like
Yeah,
in the restaurant one,
especially
yeah, you really get to
especially
know
because
Majime.
yeah, you
Yeah.
like I think the problem is that you don't really get to talk about much because uh a lot of it is just like retroactively, like you're getting a lot of character content retroactively. Does that make sense?
Mm.
Like after getting like a more exposition, you're like paying attention to all this little detail jokes and whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense for that thing that happens later or something.
Mhm.
Like there's that part at the end of the chapter where they're talking, like the diner
Yeah.
where they're talking about like intelligence and brightness and blah blah blah,
Mhm.
and then Shishima's sister shows up and she's just walking that fucking grass field.
Yeah.
You're just going like, oh, I gotta say, that's a cool fucking outfit. I can say anything about Shishima's sister, but like the combo of like skirt, the tie,
Yeah.
the lab coat,
Yeah.
the like those glasses, the little fish pin really ties everything together.
It really does.
She is serious. She's wearing a skirt though, but she's got her little hairpin. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh yeah, this now it all makes sense.
Yeah. It all comes together.
Yeah. So like, there's that part. Okay, first of all, it was fucking. It's still really weird that they just make a comment about reptilians working in the government or something. Like that part where she's like, everyone who works for the government is like a lizard.
Yeah. I just
It's like
um
really out of nowhere. Like, okay, but that aside, I guess. Yeah, that aside, they're talking about like. I'm not gonna like get into it too much because
Yeah.
it's just
I think
a
it's just
lot
a
of
popular
comment.
I think it's just a popular like pseudo theory bullshit that was easy to
Yeah,
throw
it was
in there.
also like, yeah, it was also like in the height of it where people were like, I don't know, memeing about it or something. It was like recognizable enough
Yeah.
as to sound conspiranoid weird shit.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, but still like, okay, like after like rereading, like I guess that comment is there. Yeah, but they're like talking about like, how no, they're not. Mashime is talking about how smart her sister is probably, and she's like thinking to herself, is that a good thing or a bad thing? For someone like me who isn't very bright, I still don't know the answer, which is like, you know how we were talking about Greek shit in the first episode, like, kind of it's like a very essential question of philosophy, of starting to understand that you don't know now. You know, the Socratic uh, seminars and that shit, where the guy would just walk up to people and ask them questions. Uh, I don't know. It's nice that it is starting. Shishima is starting to question her place in the world and like what she knows about the world.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's a good like start of like a coming of age story where a lot of coming of age stories, whether they want to or not, are just kind of dealing with this question of like this character trying to find themselves in the world and trying to understand where they stand on everything and that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's very interesting that they deal with like this sort of coming of age kind of thing with like philosophical discussions. It's like an it's how I said in like a couple like the other episode
Mm.
that one thing Shimeshi Shimeshi simulation does
Yeah.
is that it brings down a lot of heavy kind of I don't know if heavy but like kind of complex philosophical discussions and brings them down to earth. And one thing about them is just like Shishima's quest throughout the series is a very philosophical one of trying to find her place in the world, trying to understand other people, trying to all this shit. And it's like a good mix of something very ethereal, very complex, and bring it down to earth to like there's a teenage girl who's having her issues and she needs to figure out what she's gonna do with her life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a lot to read into from just like that single exchange, but it makes sense in like later chapters where she's still kind of in the middle of everything unraveling. She's kind of questioning what she should do in the first place because, like, well, it is the world she's living in, but she doesn't really understand it. So like, what the fuck do you do about it?
Yeah, it's kind of that crossroads we all come across.
Yeah, exactly. There's a time in every girl's life where you gotta ride a fish or something,
Yeah, it happens.
and other things.
God, I wish giant fish were real. Could you imagine? Like,
I mean,
they
giant fish
technically
are very
do,
much real.
but like ones that you could ride through the air or some shit.
If I could ride like a fucking tuna through the sea, I would be the happiest. Yeah, no, I would be the happiest
Yeah.
woman alive. Like, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, oh, like jokingly, like, oh yeah, I would be like the fourth woman. No, I would be the fucking happiest person in the world. Everyone would fucking seethe at me for how happy I am.
I think this is the part of the appeal of Pokemon, actually, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it kinda is. As someone who's very normal about Pokemon, there's just like the idea of you can in fact ride a fucking giant fish or some shit.
Yeah.
You can have a shark and you can ride it around, like if you were riding a horse, and yeah, it's essentially it.
It's so good.
Which maybe, maybe we need to get tkmiz to do like a what's it called, like a short story, like one shot about Pokemon.
I don't. Maybe we're pushing it here.
Okay, maybe not. Fine.
Well, like, I can't imagine tkmiz would have anything to say about it that isn't already covered by the legendary Pokemon manga, which is
Oh, the Pokemon Adventures.
yeah, that shit.
Oh god, that shit is so good.
Exactly.
God, I was I was fucking crazy about it when I was like a kid.
Yeah, same. That's what I would rent for the library, borrow, whatever.
How do you don't like the fucking library? I had to like go to pirating sites. Like,
Oh well. we didn't have all
crunch
the
bread.
volumes, and they were in pretty bad shape. But yeah, we had a good chunk of them.
Yeah, God. Yellow was so fucking crazy as a character. Just throw in. Yeah, you're like, I don't know, like your mainly kid audience, who reads Pokemon manga because that's who's gonna fucking read your Pokemon manga at that time. And then you're like, you have this little guy, and he's running around. He's got a big hat. He's got a cute little team. He's got the power of friendship. And then it's a girl.
Yeah.
And you gotta deal with that, like as a kid. You're like, fuck, what the hell?
Yeah.
Boys are kind of like girls, and the boy, and there's like a boy that's like a girl, but not. You're like, damn. And then you're like, you either completely suppress this until you're like 17, or you become a really weird kid.
Why not both?
Yeah, why not both?
Why not both?
I guess. And or you become a weird kid. I super love Gold because I don't know, it's such a fun character. I like that there's an asshole in like Pokemon, like a Pokemon protagonist. Everybody's doing the power of friendship, and he's just fucking cheating people at casinos.
Yeah, it's a positive influence we should have on children right there.
Yeah, and he's like the good protagonist because you got like the rival and the girl, so he's like the cold protagonist, and he's like supposed to be so chill, except his fucking Pokemon hate him, and like, God, and it's such a funny character to contend with. There's just an asshole.
Many children are assholes.
Yeah, it's really validating. Like, yeah, sometimes an asshole also has feelings.
Yeah.
They're still like a little asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll never happen in real life.
Yeah, this is so true to real life.
Yeah. Thank God Pokemon is fake, because it would be so scary if it was like an asshole who had like feelings and shit.
Yeah.
Okay, back to
yeah.
Dude, we're not getting through this fucking episode, man.
We're not. Oh God. We haven't talked about chapter 6 at all.
Yeah.
So
it's a cute chapter.
Yeah, it's cute. Shimeji gets an extra mushroom because it rained outside.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
And it's humid, of course.
Yeah.
As these things go.
I guess mushrooms go. I've never had mushrooms grow inside, so. And I'm not a.
But you know how mushrooms work?
Not really. They seem a little scary. They taste good though.
Yeah, they taste good.
See, Maria, this is why at the beginning of this I needed my boost for reading theory, because I genuinely am a little bit of a moron.
Okay, I won't follow this line. I won't follow this line of questioning.
I just didn't pay that much attention to plants. I was more of an animal.
They're not.
They're not really plants. They're not plants, but like, you know.
Like they're more connected to like animals than they are to plants.
I realize this, but like.
These are like guys.
Okay, maybe I should. Maybe that's my homework for this week. I gotta learn about mushrooms.
I mean, we're reading a manga about a girl who's got like mushrooms on her head. Maybe we should read up on shiitake mushrooms and shit.
Yeah.
How they grow, what they're like.
I'll have to go buy some from the store if they're not too expensive.
Yeah, we're gonna do a shimeshi meal.
Oh, wait, we should come up with like a custom. This is the Shimeji Dissertation meal.
Yeah, like a pasta cream mushrooms. Like a mushroom cream pasta dish.
Yeah. God, I want pasta.
Yeah.
The rain chapter. So she's
the rain chapter.
Due to her extra Shimeji. Um,
Mhm.
it brings me a little bit of joy to say. Um, because it's funny. That's the name of the series. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
She finds that she
Roll
can
credits.
roll credits. She can kind of read people's brains a little, which is interesting because like a lot of stuff, like I know in fiction, like mind reading is kind of straightforward, but I'm like, well, the thoughts they're kind of like it's making the analogy of the rain and everybody's thoughts and like the busyness of life kind of like fading
Hmm.
back to a relaxing backdrop or whatever. All that kind of stuff is great. I'm just I'm shocked that the thoughts are so straightforward. Like, you know,
Yeah, I like that the thoughts are like very disorganized
yeah, that's
and
fun.
like kind of unreadable because it's like, yeah, people usually don't always have like very extensive internal monologues.
Yeah, I like the I love
Uh,
Hammurabi's code one. That one's my favorite on that one page, where it's just sitting there. That's another great use, like with the rain and how it's just kind of like in the gutters. That's oh my god, that's cute. It's a little pun there, but probably not. But anyway, I think he's cute.
yeah, it's absolutely really cute. Something I do enjoy about this that episode in particular is that uh, I don't think so far Mashime has shown like interest romantically in, like, you know, the first episode you got the kind of jokey, oh, let's date instead because it's easier to date than to make friends or something, right?
Like it
uh
definitely sees like a sidestep.
yeah, it goes from like a sidestep of being like kind of a little gag, and then uh Majime is thinking about her like romantically and shit. When she like grabs into the she they're Shitake, right?
I would assume so.
I forget the names. I'm not up to mushroom lore.
Sorry,
Um,
and you know I don't
yeah.
have any mushroom lore.
Let me let me look him up because I am okay. They're not. I've whatever the mushrooms. I'm sorry.
The
I'm sorry to the
mushrooms.
people at home who are expecting a, a lot more expertise on mushrooms than we are providing. But yeah, that part where she grabs into the mushroom and she's like, "Wow, this is kind of hot," and she is like, "What are you talking about?"
She gives that little look at the end of it. Both of
Yeah,
them are just kind of like, it's really good.
it's a really funny guy.
Yeah.
I do. This isn't a specific jab against the translators on this one, but lewd is such a fucking word that's been used for translation. I don't. It's always such a struggle seeing it in like any sort of translation.
I mean, it's like, what else would you like change it to?
Hot, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm trying to help. I'm not saying I got the solution, but
Well, we have like people who've done translations in our listener base. I bet. What do you guys
yeah.
think? What do you think on the lewd debate?
Yeah, to our listeners, where do you fall on the lewd debate? Are you pro
Are you
or against lewd? Are you
pro?
neutral? Oh no, actually, fuck that. No fence sitters in this one. Are you pro or anti lewd?
Yeah, we're not like those bitches who stick in the "oh, this is not me" option in Tumblr posts. We're
Yeah,
not
the show
pussies.
results. Yeah, the show results shit is not fucking
Yeah,
staying.
I
Like
just
it's
don't
not
even
going
click
here.
anything then. Yeah,
Yeah, just get the fuck out of here if you're not even gonna
yeah.
like click
You
something.
think I'm fucking clicking addicted to clicking fucking buttons?
Yeah,
Fuck
just
that shit.
send us an ask and we'll fucking block you if you don't have a strong stance and feelings on the loot debate, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we're being a little too
Okay.
aggressive.
We're gonna alienate people at this rate. Maybe we need to back off.
Okay, fine, we can accept a little fence sitting.
We're our producers are making like cut it out motions with their hands in the other room as we're recording.
Yeah, tkmiz is just like doing like a little cut it off sign,
Yeah.
like from the other side of the room. I like the
I
idea of tkmiz just like we're recording like a dinner table or something, and she's just like having a sandwich, or
That'd be
something.
good. I was kind of imagining this would just like we've got like a proper like studio. It's like some real two sides of Sabu radio kind of shit.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, if they're just like having a, it is really funny. Like she, her pronouns, TK Miz. I don't think anyone would register anything like.
Yeah, nobody will fucking botch if they like it, heard it, but it's also just.
It's really funny that you keep trying. Yeah. Anyway,
It keeps
yeah, TK Miz.
happening.
TK Miz is just having lunch while we're recording this. It's a little awkward because we can smell it most of the times and it makes us kind of hungry, but we still
Yeah,
feel
that's
drawn for like an hour and a half.
yeah, that's why we kept going about like lunch and dinner. It's just taking this. It's just having the longest lunch of their life.
Yeah.
It they're just having like sandwich after sandwich for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, they bring in those fucking bento boxes that have like 10 layers to them, and they like
Mm.
really thoughtfully slowly go through each layer, and then they write down a score of how good that tasted or some shit.
Yeah, yeah. And all of them like have a really intense smell, so we just have to sit there. They're not even sending
Yeah,
us snacks or anything.
this
They
is
don't have
like this might
they
be
don't have the
a
budget for it.
yeah. This might be like an abusive like company situation. This is like animal abuse or something.
Yeah, we need to bring it up to like the union. Like
Yeah.
this shit can't keep flying. Okay, fuck. We are getting a little deviated tonight, huh?
Oh my god.
Uh,
He is so
as,
sidetracked.
yeah, I was gonna say that as interesting as chapter 6 goes, I mean, it's just like a regular good. It's got a nice rhythm to it, I guess. It's as slice of life as um
It really is as laid back as it gets.
yeah, like
Like,
the Takemi's episodes, like slice
mm,
of life episodes where you are just kind of chilling here. You're like enjoying the background thing happening, but for the most part, it's just got like a nice rhythm of like a chapter of things happening.
yeah.
Shishima like listening to the raindrops of like people talking and thinking or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah, oops, I love Haburami's code, you know.
We're all
And
thinking this.
yeah, we're all thinking about boobs and the Hammurabi's code. And like the final part of the chapter where she's having another dream, and she's like looking around for Yoshika, and then she finds her sister, and then she is her sister. And then she's building a fucking doohickey over here. Uh, and the chapter kind of ends there.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good foreshadowing for what's to come.
Yeah, like all these chapters are just kind of like there to start building up to something, and it's like they do a good job. So it's nice, but you don't really end up being able to talk much about them because you're just like, okay, well, this
Okay.
certainly is going somewhere, but I can
Yeah,
talk
you,
about
you.
it.
It's a good point to understand the characters and what they each get going on, and like the world
Yeah,
building a little bit. But there's not like nothing has been clearly said yet. Which I mean, we've talked about before. We'll probably be talking about this until we get to chapter like fucking I don't know 30 or some shit. But you know,
yeah. It's like people who haven't read it and are just like following through, they're probably
Yeah.
thinking like it's gotta be fucking dire to follow, like just read through as we start posting them because it's like you're just like reading a slice of life chapter and then someone's talking about it for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Imagine if you're like, I don't know, reading your average like your average four comma, of like
Yeah.
girls hanging out and they're like kind of flirting but not really and all of that.
Yeah.
And there's like two guys in the background talking about like
Like
either
every
dinner
chapter.
or like yeah, or they're talking about like every chapter and how this is
Yeah.
actually really important to their psychical character development and like a lot of shit. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like an example, but I don't have any for commas. I'm not well versed. What's a fundamental for comma for you?
Oh god, fundamental floor coma. Give me a minute here.
Hey, yeah,
I can't
I'm,
rename
I'm
one off the
like,
top of my head. I'm clicking into the Dynasty Scans tag.
yeah, no, I'm like asking like, what's your favorite kid? Like, I know it takes some time to answer that.
Yeah. Oh.
I feel like if I had kids, I would definitely know which one's my favorite.
This is not the first time you've expressed this to me. Are you okay?
Oh my god. I guess it's something that's on my mind.
Okay. I
uh,
don't really think about this often, so I'm just like, is
I
everything
just
okay?
I just got a lot on my mind, like at all times.
Okay, okay. Well, I would say, does it have to be just the format or slice of? It has to be slice of life. So I guess like,
Yeah.
if you're going to go straight like total something that would come out of like Magaton Carrara or some shit, I don't actually
Hmm.
know who's in that. That's because oh no, I don't think so. But I would go maybe like Heisei Umare or
Hmm.
something. That one's more of like a comedy one. Swap Swap I reread the other day. I still quite like it.
Hmm.
It's less. I mean, it's they just make out the whole series, but still, it's like got those trends. I can't think of any like non-hardcore Yuri ones right now. I'm sorry, everyone. Collectors is technically a 4 comma, so you can say you like a 4 comma. Oh,
Oh
you know what?
yeah.
In high school, I was obsessed with Yu Yu Shiki, so like I'm very nostalgic for that.
Hmm.
Mm, I can't think of any others, so
I guess
that's
we're
all I
gonna
got.
go with collectors.
Fuck, that one's just like too heavy though. Like, do I
It's
count Plika or like Happy Picture Diary? They're like, where they're like pseudo like autobiographies. Like, it feels like so much heavier than your average 4 coma slice of life, you know?
I guess so. Yeah. Hmm. Okay, yeah, let's just go with a nicer, chiller for comma. I don't know. I like when bitches are arguing.
That's fair.
Like, I'm sorry.
And I
I
think,
respect women and their opinions. That's so bad of me.
well, like, um, no, but like, you know, it's kind of antithetical to the question. Love Doting Girl is pretty funny. That one's a good one. It's a comedy again. I don't know.
Yeah, but
Like a hard
imagine you.
comedy.
Okay, but back to the point. Imagine you were reading that and you had to every time you read like two chapters, you had to go back and listen to like two girls talk about it for like hours about how like it's all building up to some crazy ass shit and
Yeah,
it's
you know
like
what? Even for collectors, that would be too much. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think you can make a podcast about every 2 chapters of Collectors. I think it would be maybe you could. I think it would be more constructive to talk about it as a whole work. Looks something like
Mm,
that. Because like
yeah,
each chapter of Collectors is just adding a little bit to the overall relationship that they have.
it's so cute. Like, I guess not cute, but like, you know.
Yeah, I do.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's cute when women have emotionally mature relationships. I guess
Yeah.
it's very moe of them.
It's so moe of them.
It's so moe when women have different opinions, but then they still care about each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess not a lot to say about this two particular chapters. Not because they're bad.
Sorry,
They offer
everybody,
like a
but
lot.
yeah, we just haven't have anything to say except for we had a lot
Yeah,
to talk about.
we have a lot to talk about to each other. So I guess you're here for a ride, I suppose.
Yeah, you're here to chat with us this week because we didn't have that much to
Uh,
say because it was just 2 good chapters.
yeah. Um,
Now that we've kind of wrapped up a little bit, do we want to go through our asks,
yeah. The ask we
our
got the other day.
submissions? I mean, it wasn't the other day, but yeah.
Well,
Did we get a new one?
no, I mean, when I say the other day, it could be like weeks or months or like 3 years ago.
Technically, it was like the day after we recorded our last episode, and I felt so
Oh,
bad.
yeah, we like straight up just missed it, like by a...
Yeah, which we did a really fast turnaround for that episode, so it's totally understandable that.
Yeah, and then we had to skip another week because of life, so we
Yeah.
ended up just like not in. It's just been sitting since January. God.
Yeah. Sorry.
Uh,
But not sorry,
sorry.
because you go by our pace.
Yeah,
You're our listeners. Come
it's
on.
our podcast. We're the little dictators running the ship.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you wanna read it?
Sure, we have one from Greg M. from Tumblr.
Yeah,
I
my
think I said that right. Oh,
I
wait, do they have
don't
the name?
think
Graham.
Graham from Graham. It's like a little joke.
Great. That's pretty good. I did instinctively want to say Graham, which is not something I call anybody, but it is a very funny word.
Graham?
Graham.
Graham. That's not a
Yeah.
fucking word.
Not really, but it's like a pet name for like grandmothers, I think. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to
Well,
Graham.
I, I'm sure you wouldn't be bothered about it.
Anyway.
You gotta get that a
said-
lot when you're at Graham.
Yeah. Yeah. It's your fault for being named Graham, which is a fine name. But
We're
no.
fucking murdering this name, Jesus.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Anyway, your wonderful ask. You said, "Hi, Maria and Bread. I finally got the chance to." Hi. I finally got the chance to listen to the podcast. I liked it. Thank you. We love the ego boost. Keep it coming, everybody. We need that.
Yeah, please. We're not gonna continue this podcast if you don't feed us, okay?
Anyway, I think there's a lot of room for exploration of the names equaling Soul's theme, because of how abstract it is. Some things I was particularly thinking about when I reread the first couple of chapters were 1. The idea of a name suiting you, and 2. The dichotomy. 2. The dichotomy of chosen names versus given names. Right off the bat, Majime remarks that Shijima's name suits her, but she constantly insists on calling her by the nickname she gets her. While Shijima says Majime doesn't prefer her name at all, still calls her Majime for the whole series. So, I'm curious on how you might interpret that and how it informs their characters. Also, since we have to talk about our days, my day was unremarkable, but I've been known to like it that way, and I took a nice nap when I got home from class, so it was pretty good. Love and peace, and good luck with Le Podcast going forward. Dragon
Lipicast.
emoji, peace sign. Thank you. I'm glad your day was
Thank you for.
unremarkable and you got a nice nap. That's really great.
Honestly, it's what we can hope for sometimes. The best we can
Yeah.
hope for. And yeah, I was actually thinking of. I have been thinking about that ass for like a while. But we haven't been able to record, so it's just been gathering a little dust. Sorry.
Yeah. You know how it
Um,
is.
the thing about the names, it's interesting. I don't have too much to say about it right now, but it's like a thing that constantly keeps going. And I think it has to do a lot with identity. Um, I'm like taking a guess here because I haven't really thought about it too hard so far. But with Shishima, for example, uh, what's like Shishima is just always kind of going with the flow, right? She doesn't really have any strong opinions, any arguments, any. She's just kind of going with like whatever her sister asks of her, whatever Mashime wants to do,
Yeah.
whatever the person she's with her wants, and this is something that's like a recurring thing that she's trying to find out uh, where she's in the world, what she's doing, and a lot of that is just like she's given this name and she has to stick with it. I mean, not she doesn't have to, but like she is referred by a name someone else gave her.
Mm.
In Imagine's case, I guess it's more like she's not a character that changes too much to the story. It's not that she doesn't develop or it's like super static, but at the core of it, she is Majime is Majime. Like,
Yeah.
uh, so it makes sense that even if she's not super happy with who she is, she's also like still Majime, I guess.
I think, yeah, and it's like there's a good argument of like one of them is kind of like Majime is growing into who she is, whereas Shijima is discovering that. Like it's kind of a sense of what place they go to find that. I don't know if that
Hmm.
makes sense, but yeah, and I mean it, nicknames are always interesting. Of like I've had a lot of nicknames in my life. I mean, I go by fucking bread online, you know.
Hmm.
Like I've had a million, and it's interesting. Like uh, even if you switch later, or if you go by your full name or whatever, like it is definitely like becomes different phases of your life. Like it is definitely like a signifier of like a change kind of in you that you get when you get a new nickname, you know? So it is interesting that it is kind of like something she gets at the beginning and then that's kind of like what keeps the the thing that stays the same throughout the whole series. I don't know. Meh.
Mm.
It's really
Yeah, yeah. I think like it's like in real life nicknames. It's like an interesting thing to think about. It's also like a not just like a symbol of who you are, but also like a symbol of how people perceive you, how people think of you, and overall, it's it's a symbol of a relationship you have with someone on some level, right? That
yeah.
person gave you that nickname. So
Mhm.
like having that nickname is also like I guess that also applies to like regular names people are given by their parents and all, where it's like this name carries like a weight that it's a name someone else picked for you. Um, so it's like that name is marked by your relationship towards that person, or like the weight they have in your life. Uh, which is like I don't know. I would have to think about like Majime for example because it is a little weird that she just has her name the whole time, but also she has a good relationship with her mom, so it makes
Mhm.
sense. Like uh, in terms of like, I don't know, not being like a significantly stressful situation that her birth name is her birth name. Well,
Yeah.
Shishima has like they go out of their way to be like, I don't have a mom, so like it makes sense that her birth name is not something she is particularly fond of necessarily,
Yeah.
or that it's something that she has to like move away from to grow as like a person,
Mhm.
or like it's kind of a signifier that she is growing. So yeah, there's like a lot to it. One second. Computer's really slow, so I'm trying. It's loading something. I got an ask, but I don't know if it's just like an ask for. Uh, it's really. Oh, I got a fucking. I got a link to fucking Google Play.
What?
Infinity Cow. Uh, okay. I guess this is just. This is kind of like Shimeshi Simulation. I feel like this could be a gag.
Yeah.
People are discussing, and then someone. You should have added Tumblr to Shimeshi Simulation, honestly.
Just in the background or something.
Yeah, they should have acknowledged it. Like,
I mean, yeah, tkmiz was on Tumblr.
God, that's so
Famously.
scary. I know she was, but it's like so scary to think about. Imagine you were like fucking posting, and then you get a like from Take a Miss. You like posted like some drawing, and it got reblogged by fucking Take a Miss.
That would be. Yeah. That'd
It's
be a
kind of
bit
like
much.
it's kind of like how Signalis has like the writers, the team on Tumblr, and they just reblog like a lot of the things in the tag or like it.
Do they really?
Yeah, it's so scary.
That is scary.
Like, you're
Ugh.
okay. I'm gonna go straight on a tangent, so I'm not
Okay.
gonna keep going about that. Maybe after the episode, but yeah, about the ask. Yeah, I would have to think more on like names because there's also like this chapter that I wanted to bring up the ask because of this chapter that the dream is directly her chasing Yoshika. And Yoshika seems kind of like tied to Jishima. Like they both get their names in the same time by the same person, or like not by the same person, but like it is kind of like a direct result, or rather, it's like Shishima's attempt of like direction because she's like, again, I haven't really thought this out, so I don't have like a lot, and like it's
We're not
not
holding
very
you to gunpoint
coherent.
here. It's okay.
But like it kind of represents like a direction that she wants to take things in because she's like the one giving the Yoshika its name. So her chasing Yoshika around, it just feels like. I guess I would interpret the dream as her kind of chasing her own thing, like herself, and then she ends up unwittingly turning into her sister, like doing things for her sister, or like kind of following in her sister's footsteps because she thinks that's what she has to do.
Mm.
Again, it's like a little bit of an asshole, but
Okay.
it's like a weird relationship that they both have to each other where her sister is like, like a mentor figure, but it's like a very conflicted one with like the world itself and like uh, not like necessarily aggressive towards Jishima herself, but it is kind of not super positive for her. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Again, it's this is gonna be like relevant in like 20 episodes. Just put a pin on it.
Yeah. Okay. We're putting a pin
But
in that. We will come back to this.
we'll come back to this. But yeah, before we wrap up, is there anything you wanted to say about the ask or the episodes in general?
Well, thank you for the ask. We love to see it.
We do love them.
We do love them. I guess I don't have anything else really to say.
Or
Another couple
just
good
chill.
chapters. Yeah, I really like the rain one is really relaxing to read. Like I quite like it.
Yeah. Like artistically, I gotta say, it does its job really well. What else can I say? It's like good. It's nice. It takes you on its rhythm of like a rainy day, nothing too much
Yeah.
going on. You just going along with the rain in like the calm reading of a class that's in the middle of a rain day. I don't know what else to say. It's just like it's
Yeah.
good, but
Yeah.
it's just a rain day. You've been there. You've been on
Yeah.
a rain day.
We all know it.
Hopefully, the people at home have also experienced rain, and if you haven't, well, I would really want to know where you live. First of
Maybe
all,
maybe well, like where doesn't like maybe some kind of like Arctic desert, you know?
yeah, I
Where it's just
guess,
like it doesn't snow or rain or anything. The wind just knocks a bunch of snow around. Maybe like one of those places.
yeah, if anyone at home is like in an Arctic desert kind of deal,
Yeah.
please hit us up and tell us how that's going. Is
Yeah.
it
Is it
is it
just like
fun?
that one oh, I was gonna make a really stupid joke.
As opposed to all these smart and eloquent jokes that we make on this
Is
podcast.
it just like that one anime where the girlies, it's a slice of life, but they go to Antarctica? You know the one.
I
So
don't.
true to your
It
life.
also. Which
Theoretical
one?
person. No, I'm talking to the theoretical person in this situation. The one
Oh,
where
of
they go to
course.
Antarctica. You know this. It's like to the ends of the earth or some shit. It sounds really dramatic, but it looks like I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it. It's
I
okay.
was. I was really not expecting it, but yeah. Well, if you've seen that anime and you're living in the Arctic desert, please tell us if it's accurate to your experience.
Yeah.
And if not, I don't know.
Give us
What
some
homework can we
critiques.
give to people?
Oh yeah, what is our homework for everybody else?
Maybe we can actually send them to read uh, Green Tea Bitch. Or we
Yeah.
can. Let's
Well, that seems a
ask for
bit
the
much. We're
day.
asking them to read two different series here of Shimeji
Yeah.
and Green Tea. It's a little much. Um,
Yeah. Hmm.
you
Something
can
to
if you
ask
want.
them.
Um,
Yeah, guys, maybe go for a jog. Do like a couple kilometers. Uh,
God.
tell us how it went.
Maybe a hike,
We
or maybe
we
like
go for
a little walk. I don't know. Maria's hardcore here. I'm giving you the easy options.
yeah.
And this fucking
Sorry. I'm
like,
honestly I postponed my jog for today so we could have this
oh
episode.
my god. And this
Yeah.
marathon over here.
I okay. I'm like I'm I'm not
No,
gonna say anything.
it's good. It's good to get out and get outside, moving.
Yeah. Maybe
Especially,
our homework is like go for a little walk, and if you find something, you can tell us. Like,
yeah.
found a
I mean,
cool
it's
rock or something.
yeah. It's that kind of awkward time of year where it's up here. It's like kind of still snowy depending on where you live. In the southern hemisphere, it's like kind of summer, but like, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little awkward time.
Yeah. So,
Right now, we're being like straight up swarmed by mosquitoes, so it's not
wow.
ideal to just go out.
I'm not jealous at
Uh,
all. That sounds like it
yeah,
sucks.
no, it's awful. It's like really dreadful. So if you're not like being actively swarmed by mosquitoes, maybe our homework is like go for a little walk, and if you find a pigeon or something interesting, send us an ask and Send
Oh
a
my god.
picture. I don't know.
Send a picture. Oh, the beauty of the world. Revealed to just
Yeah.
us, because this is a podcast. I guess on like the YouTube versions we could put up like the images, but
Oh, yeah.
I
I
don't
mean, we can also post the
really.
asks, you know?
We could. I don't know. Like, you post
Mhm.
asks normally. This is a very normal thing to do. But we're like responding to them in the podcast, so it's like, do we just like post them afterwards, like with nothing we're saying under it, or just like a link to the podcast? Like, what do we do with that? That's
Maybe
your
we
other
can,
piece
like...
of homework. Tell us if you just want us to post your ask with a funny image at the end of every podcast when we answer it. How's that?
Yeah, or just, like, if you want that, or you want us to just, like, post the image when we post the
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, maybe we'll have just a really beautiful collage.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm gonna bring in a
Anyways,
photo then. I hope you bring a photo, Maria.
okay, I'll go to the lake I have, like, nearby and, like, take a picture in the sunset or something.
Okay, that'd be nice.
Yeah, something fancy like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was our Shimeji dissertation this every other week
Yeah,
ish.
I hope I hope you had fun just like listening to us chatting, and I guess in the meantime just like comment a little on Shimeshi simulation.
Yeah. Comment, subscribe, hit the like button. What other?
Yeah.
What other?
We actually have like a YouTube. You can like say that shit.
Oh shit, we do have a YouTube. I was literally
Yeah.
just talking about it. Fuck.
Subscribe, hit the bell, give us a like if you enjoyed.
Leave a comment down below. I'll be there
Leave a comment
because
down below.
I'm the one who gets
Exactly.
notifications. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, do all that fun stuff, and if you go for like a walk, if like that's our homework, go for a little walk and send us like an ask with an image. I don't know.
Yeah.
Have
Could be
fun.
of anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
Here at Shimeshi Dissertation, we approve of touching some grass for once.
Good lord, do we?
Okay, fine, we don't. We
No,
fucking
I'm
hate
saying we
grass.
do. I'm saying we
Oh.
do.
Oh, okay. The tone made me think that. Oh,
I was
fuck.
like-
Okay, I guess.
I'm like,
I guess we don't.
No, I think it's a great thing to encourage.
Okay, we do. We love seeing you go for walkies.
Yeah, we love. Oh my god, we love walkies here.
We love walkies. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Have a nice week.
Yeah. Have a great week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.